Hello everyone, and welcome back for another episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Playing as a Troll Enchanter of Vehemet for Week 4 of the Crawl Sudden Death Challenge. We are just about to get our very first tournament point for the week. We somehow managed to make it to Lair without killing any uniques, so our first tournament point is going to be for going down into a new branch. And there we go. We're not getting 0 points this week, guys. Good work. I'd like to get more than one, but this is a start. The next point, I don't know. Could be for getting to full piety with Vehemet. Could be for finishing Lair. Could be for killing a unique that we find in Lair. Gosh, that sheep hit pretty hard. I'm actually going to stair dance this a bit here. Because there's this nice, convenient kill hole, really, naturally built right by the entrance to Lair. What happened to the worker ant? Come back. Sheep really shouldn't be a threat, but if you get surrounded by a lot of them, it could be a problem. Look at them. They're smart enough to go around around all the plants. Good work, guys. Plants? Fungus. Okay. I can never quite keep straight, which plants. There are several types of plant monsters, basically. Plant, fungus, bush, toadstool, and maybe something else. And I can never really remember which are particularly fragile versus durable. I think bushes have a lot of hit points. Fungus don't have very much. Plants are in the middle. Unless plants are on top and bushes are in the middle. I don't know. You never really see toadstools, so it doesn't come up that much. Come on. Okay, there we go. I was starting to get a little worried. 2 water moccasins was a bit much. Okay, we've got a good arena to fight in here. Right? Yeah. And there could conceivably be enough yaks to cause us a problem, but I don't think there are. Skill training still seems to be going okay. I'm not sure when I want to take a break and do translocations. I think I want to get shields up to 9 first, because that should that's interfering quite a bit. And after that, just as few as I don't know, 4 points in translocations or something should make Blink semi-reliable. Even I think just getting shields to 9 and not touching translocations at all should be enough to get brilliance. We don't have any source of poison resistance, right? No. Just getting rid of the shield penalty and not training translocations at all, I think would be enough that we could quaff brilliance and then cast blink. So that would be like a 2-turn escape plan, which is better than not having a 2-turn escape plan. But of course, I would like to have a 1-turn escape plan, which is whoop, yeah. Peace out, Gastronach. Not today. He's asleep. I mean, we could throw javelins, and if you have a blowgun, which sadly we don't, you can sort of cheese him because a player walks twice as fast as the Astronaut does, so you can sort of take an action, walk away, take an action, walk away, and he never gets a turn while he's in line of sight of you. So you can use that to blowgun him to death. There we go. That was Lair 1. So I mean, we could get a point for killing Gastronach, so there is some slight argument. Wow, polar bear, huh? On Lair 2? That could be the ice cave. I think polar bears are possible on Lair 2 normally, but they're not very common. So I don't want to fight him in a bad situation. Yeah, okay, so here's the ice cave. Cool. Ice beasts are still yellow apparently, so that's interesting. Ugh, they can get around, huh? Well, in that case, I guess I'm going back to the staircase. Because I don't want to fight 3 of them at once. I don't even really want to fight 2 of them at once. And this is a good staircase because there's this little narrow passageway there. So it's a good staircase for pulling stuff too. Apparently they're too clever to fight us here. You know, who would have thought ice beasts were capable of such creative thought? But it seems like they are. I've got plenty of space. And no cold resistance, sadly. So there are some ice caves that you just wouldn't really want to fight at this. Basically, there's no shame in going into a portal, seeing that the stuff in there is just not stuff you are ready to deal with, and just leaving immediately. Like, there are ice caves full of simulacra and freezing clouds, and if this had been one of those, I would have just left. Polar bear goes berserk. That's sort of a problem. Of course, he resists cold anyway. What if I throw a javelin at him? Hits him but does no damage. I don't like the... Bears go berserk when they get low on health, and I don't want to fight this right now. I'm going to try backing up and see if this unberserk polar bear like refuses to make way for the berserk one, which would be nice. He's gonna get tired eventually. There he goes. And we regened a bunch on the way. And so now he's exhausted and slow, and we can just take him down. Good. I was a little worried about that. A berserk polar bear that was not like... He was severely wounded, so like one shot could kill him, but you know, we could get a little bit less lucky than that and like miss a couple times while he hits quite hard because he's berserk and fast. So I just didn't want to risk that. Better to back off and try our luck later. Let's back up here. Here's another good little corridor. So this ice cave is one that I like, at least on this character. There should be, I think, a frost giant at the end, maybe an ice dragon. I don't quite know. But even if we abandon before that point, there's a lot of useful monsters here. He's not fast, is he? No. Just getting lucky hits, I guess. Yeah. There's just a lot of monsters, which means you can get good experience, which will make the rest of Lair easier. Ow! Okay, so that's good to know. Could quaff lignification. Huh. Interesting. Didn't think he was going to be such a problem. I think I could quaff haste too. Lignification's probably better. He's heavily wounded, which means like if I just turned around and fought him, I could kill him pretty quickly, but I would also send him into range of berserk pretty quickly. And I mean, he has proven capable of doing quite a lot of damage to us. And I'm running out of space to run away. I'm also leaving this little narrow corridor, so I won't be in a choke point anymore, but that's not such a big deal since there are no monsters left. that are anywhere near me. I think I'm going to attack him once and see what happens. Okay, it all canceled out, so fine. Wow. Jeez. How much damage can he do? I'm still thinking of lignification, but then I would so polar bear damage is 20 and then 5 and then 5. So I think I'm gonna just drink lignification. I mean, enslavement is an option. It's basically a coin flip to neutralize him for long enough for me to heal. Whereas if I lignify, he'll just be doing very little damage to me, but he won't be missing as much. Could quaff ambrosia. I don't think that would help. It's better for like restoring magic than restoring health really most of the time. Especially as a troll, I recover health pretty fast anyway. I didn't think this was how the ice cave was gonna go. Like, we just mowed through so much stuff on the way here, and now one polar bear has got us fearing for our lives. Fear. Ah. That's an answer. Okay. Alright, I'm glad I stopped. Yeah, so fear is like 100% gonna work on him. Yeah. And that'll give me time to recuperate, and I can either run away, I can leave the ice cave, or come back to this fight later at full health. Alright, I'm glad I found a solution that doesn't... It basically involves no risk, and it involves a consumable that I have more than one of. You know, like I could... I don't really have anything else that's 100%, I don't think, so... I'm glad I didn't take any rash actions, like quaffing lignification. So here, fear. I think this is like 100% to affect him. There he goes. And I'm going to just hide here. I sort of thought he would have forgotten about me. But okay. Let's throw some javelins. Jeez. Well, here's the exit to... How far in the ice cave did we get? There's a lot of experience left to be had, but... I could find like a robe of cold resistance, rings of cold resistance would be nice. But like the experience left to be had is going to be in the form of more polar bears and death yaks. Just stuff that I think it's not really safe to play around with. If I could be at 100% and like fight this guy and win, I wouldn't mind going onward and exploring a bit more. But the stuff I might find could be dangerous, and so I would rather not take a risk now in order to enable me to like get some dubious rewards that I might want to run away from anyway. So I think discretion is the better part of valor here, and we are just going to concede this ice cave to the polar bears. Sadly, though, I left 6 javelins on the floor, which is all of them. Well, that's too bad. Do I stand and fight to collect javelins? They're okay, but we've gotten past the point where with 0 skill, javelins are that useful, I think. So, I guess see you later, javelins. I am out of here. Just gotta stay alive. Can't. Oh, good. Polar bears. Look at that. So this will be interesting. Let's just go find another staircase because this is not. I don't want to die by running away from some polar bears and then saying, "Oh, a polar bear. Let's tab him," and then die. Like that'd be too sad. So even if maybe while at full health I took out several polar bears, I don't want to risk unlucky rolls after, you know, just saving my life from some other polar bears. Yeah, throw stones at the plants, sure. Give me those stones. Digging, that's good. So that was a hairy ice cave, not just because of all the hair on the wolves and yaks and so on, haha. Hydra. There's the polar bear again. So we're sort of running out of space to explore. No, there's plenty up here. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna fight him again. And so, like, you know, we took out this polar bear and took 0 damage. I don't know what was up with that polar bear in the ice cave. Was he just getting really good rolls? I don't know. But every time I stopped to fight him, he did like 20 or 30 damage to me, and then I had to run away some more. Elephants. Now, elephants are pretty tough, and they travel in packs, so I'm going to try to isolate this one. Even one elephant is a bit of a challenge, even for a troll, I think. Yeah, I mean, he's hurting us, but we got him. And now we can try to find his brethren. So what I'm doing here is like a common thing you often want to do is somehow get a monster's attention and then retreat before you fight him, because you never know, like if he made noise or whatever, you know, where he was standing, there could be a bunch of other monsters nearby that you haven't seen, and you don't want to fight them all together. So you get his attention, you run away to somewhere safer, as safe as anything in the dungeon ever is. I don't want to fight that wyvern because he'll wake up the Hydra. Let's just head down here, make sure this is clear. Okay, you know what? If he follows me, that's sort of fine because he's less likely to wake up the Hydra. Alright. So I'm just, oh, there's more down here. Sure. I was talking about waking things up. You just don't want to fight things in groups. There you go. End of lesson. Let's just go up here. I keep thinking it's time to go downstairs, but there's I don't know if wyverns actually do roar. Maybe they don't. Yeah, he didn't roar this time. So it's time to go downstairs now. Just leave this place to the Hydra. In a previous... Ooh, okay. Now you've got my attention. In a previous playthrough, we determined that like large rocks are sufficient to deal with hydras, and javelins might be as well if I had any. But it's still better to not... Sonja, so she definitely has a blowgun. And her dagger is of draining, which is not as big a concern as some of the other things she might have. She's also a unique, which if I were to kill her would lock in my unique point for the week. But I should be playing this game basically to win, which means I'll eventually be quite capable of killing a unique. I don't need to risk killing one now. The blowgun would help, but she would be using it on us first. I think it's safer to just back off. We can maybe kill Sonja later. But it's nice to know that there is a blowgun available in the dungeon. Well, I mean Lair, but in the universe, I guess is what I meant. Okay, so these yaks... I don't mind getting backed into a corner here. Yacked into a corner? Anyone? Humor. There we go. Why is there cockroach? Oh, so I saw this in a previous episode, right? Cockroach in Lair, yeah, means spider nest entry. There's no other real reason for cockroaches and ants to be here than that there's an entry to the spider nest. Because cockroaches are, yeah, there's the spider nest, are very early dungeon enemies, and worker ants are fairly early as well. In dungeon, they don't really show up in Lair. An iguana hisses angrily. It might have woken up Sonja actually, so let's back up. Looks like it didn't, though. That hippogriff screeching definitely woke her up. There's no way she slept through that. Yeah, but she didn't see us. So... okay, so I've annotated that level as a warning about Sonja. And I've taken away the Sonja exclusion since we don't really know where she is anymore. Identify, it's not such an obvious choice now, is it? I have 2 potions of hasting, so I don't really need to use the wand yet. I don't need to identify that. Digging, I might want to identify. What about potions? What potions are left? Agility, invisibility. Yes, there's a few that I would like to know about for combat purposes. Cancellation, fine. So I'm gonna try to explore this floor more carefully rather than just using auto explore, because I want to reduce the chances of running into Sonja, but I can't really exclude the whole top half of the map. I'm sure I would miss something. Potion of heal wounds, yes, please. I mean, and heal wounds is less effective for a troll because we've got a lot of HP and a little armor. So restoring like 30 hit points or whatever is good, but it's not as good as it is for somebody with like a hit point pool of 50 or 70 or whatever they might have in Lair, but like also 20 armor. You know, those 30 hit points will go a lot further for a character whose main defense is not hit points. But it's still like great to have. You know, I wouldn't say no to any number of potions of heal wounds, basically. Okay, so this looks like enough. I'm just gonna leave. A Minotaur's Labyrinth, huh? And a black mamba and an elephant. Huh. I don't want to fight both of those at once. I'm going back upstairs. Yep. Find another staircase down. Cool. Nowhere near the elephant black mamba thing. The clock is very distant. That is, say, the labyrinth is very distant. So interestingly, you may not be aware, my armor is named Plog, which I believe is actually the most common name for random artifacts in this game, and for all sorts of things that generate names, because if the random name generator has some problem where it's unable to generate a satisfactory name after whatever number of tries, then it just picks Plog. So I think it's if it generates a name that's too long or something like that. A Death Yak. So the Spiny Frog and the Hell Rat just by themselves were an issue, and now, like, this Death Yak, I'm really concerned about how this fight is going to go. I have a Potion of Might. I have Haste. I have a lot of Haste, actually, because of that wand. And I think they would both do fairly well here. So I think I maybe just quaff Haste now and then try to find, yeah, so like right here is a corridor of sufficient length. Okay, that seems like a plan. Could the Death Yak bellow? It doesn't look like it, that's nice. So let's quaff Haste. Black Mamba's here too, jeez. I might, yeah, if I'm gonna fight all this, it's gonna be with Might also. Might and Haste. And Haste bought me time to quaff Might, so that's good. I could run away. I think I can even do that after trying Might, though. So I want to get some of this stuff killed, and I'm not sure how big a threat Death Yaks are against what is effectively a Berserk Troll. And we have access to more Haste, which we can run away with if we have to. So this is not a great fight, but I'm sort of going to have to deal with these guys eventually. There's just so many of them, and it's going to be hard. I don't know. Is it going to be hard to run away? Maybe I should just run away. Maybe this is just machismo making me fight here. Greed, getting the experience. But it's like, I don't know. I think I'll be alright. I wish I had agility. Like, this fight is worth a lot of consumables. I think it ought to be okay, though. Let's just put in some might and mangle these jerks. Let's go for it. Yeah, and so we are really murdering these hell rats. Not a big surprise. Who's next? Let's try, while I have a spare turn, enslaving the Black Mamba. I would love to enslave a Death Yak, but they're quite magic resistant. Snakes have rather low magic resistance. We got him. Great. So you guys fight amongst yourselves if you would be so kind. Okay, this black mamba is not long for this world. So that was basically like a wand of instant death. Which I gather is a thing that exists in some other roguelikes, NetHack maybe, but not this one. Alright, so we really did need all of those consumables for that. I didn't notice how much experience I got, because that was the main reason to take this fight instead of run, was to get the experience. We didn't level, which is not a big surprise, but I imagine it was an appreciable chunk. You know, you guys can rewind the footage, of course, but I can't. Not easily, anyway. So I'll be in the dark for a little while. And I'm going to keep looking for the labyrinth rather than stopping to rest, because it's, you know, going to be disappearing, and I've got these buffs up still, and trolls regen pretty fast. So let's see. It was very distant from up here, and now it's very distant from, like, where we are, right? It just went off pretty recently. Sometime during that fight, yeah. So it's very distant from there as well. So, I don't know, we could try this way. What is with all these hell rats is what I want to know. Might is pretty good. More hell rats, huh? The more of them I can fight while mighty, the better. Ow! These guys, they hurt. Ow! Okay, we are not fighting an elephant in this condition. That is just not a thing that will happen. So back to the stairs, and we just have to rest for a while. You know, if we miss the labyrinth, yeah, we're gonna miss the labyrinth. That's a bummer. Labyrinth loot is pretty good. But, you know, that's what you gotta do to survive. There was too much stuff to fight here. It's distant, so we're getting closer. It's ticking frantically. I guess it's still possible we could get there in time if we map hacked. Maybe it's like here. But now there's this elephant, which just makes me think it's not gonna happen. Could be down here as well, and since the elephant pushed us this way already, let's try it. Nearby! Okay, so I think that means that, like, it would be in line of sight if not for a wall. There it is! Ugh. I'm so worried that I'm going to charge in there and not get to the labyrinth and the elephants will kill me. What is the tactical situation like between me and the elephants? It takes them... They're closer to the labyrinth than I am. Ha-ha! Ah, take that, you suckers. I made it. Alright. I'm not sure why they were attacking a plant instead of, or a bush, I don't know. But that's what they were doing. I can't believe we made it. That was, there must have been like 4 or 5 turns left on that labyrinth. So if you watched the practice games, I found a labyrinth in one of them. And I was remarking that it's sort of tedious. You just sort of have to explore, and the map goes away, so you're exploring by hand. I think I'm already at the end here, so it didn't have time to get tedious. But, where was I going? You want to head towards, like, metal. Metal says you're close to the center, or rock says you're far from the center, and stone says you're like sort of in between. And there's going to be a minotaur in here guarding a bunch of loot, and I think he's behind this door, right? There's not a lot of other reasons to find a door in a labyrinth that I can think of. There he is. He's wielding a short sword. Fine, I guess. And again, this is well worth, like, a consumable. Minotaurs are scary business. I'm thinking lignification, maybe? Because I'm still remembering there's those elephants on the outside that are going to be causing some problems. What is the situation like outside, actually? So I'm going to come out here and be surrounded by, I think it was 4 elephants. And maybe I can get to here. But I don't even want to fight 4 elephants at a time. I might have to teleport or something. Because I think an elephant can take way more than 1/4 of my hit points. Would I lignify against elephants? I don't think so, because they, even lignified, they might, you know, enough of them could kill me, and I'd like to have my scroll of teleportation as an option. But I still only have the 1, which is a little bit frightening. Anyway, we've got this Minotaur for the moment. There's going to be some great loot here that I can use. What about enslaving him? Like, is this... yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. I don't think it would work well on the elephants either. Okay, well, I think lignifying here is alright. Let's throw a rock to get his attention. He bellows. Still, alright, he didn't pick up any more loot while we weren't looking. Quaffing lignification. Okay. Do we still get troll regeneration? Apparently you do. That's cool. Alright. So none of the stuff he actually picked up is any use. But then there's like all this stuff. Amazing. The Robe of Vines. Whoa. Whoa. That's a pretty new artifact that they haven't had in the game for more than a few weeks. Maybe a month, I don't know. And it's not in the latest stable version. You have to be playing Trunk. But, so device heal -- means like you can't use potions or wands to heal yourself. But the regen is like off the charts. And it's a +5 robe, right? Which is kind of a dream for a troll, right? I think. Oh, I should have at least tried on some of these rings before using a remove curse, because one of them, or more than one, could be cursed. So that was a great pickup. We got 3 rings, some of them useful, a couple of books, a rod. I love lightning rods. Again, though, I'm not really gonna be investing in evocations, sadly. Just don't have the experience. But who knows? At 0 evocations, a light plus, well, a lightning rod might be alright. And we found some books. I assume they're all totally junk. Yeah, don't want any of that. Don't want any of that. And, I mean, these are cool. Passage of Galubria, like if we end up getting any more translocations online, could be pretty good. It's a great way to like travel big distances quickly. It's a poor man's controlled blink, but you can also use it tactically to do some things you can't even do with controlled blink if you prepare ahead of time. So I'm going to wear this robe of vines right now. Yeah, the vines latch onto your body. So now it'll say, like, you can't quaff heal wounds. It's impossible. You can still quaff curing to, like, fix rot or poison or whatever, but it won't restore any hit points anymore. I'm just telling the people in IRC that I found the robe of vines. Suck it, guys. But the poison resistance is great. And I think I'd rather have the evasion than the dexterity, although it's pretty close. So there's still those elephants outside, which could be a precipitous end to all of the good things happening. But I'm a lot happier now that I have the robe of vines. I feel like I might be able to just regen through this whole fight. I don't know. It's probably a little optimistic. Oh, let's try out the lightning rod too. Yeah, eat lightning, you dang elephants. Alright, that was pretty good. It makes a lot of noise. That's the main problem with the lightning rod. But even at 0 evocations, you saw it did a pretty good number on those elephants. So that was great. We took 0 damage from that whole thing. You know, 3 cheers for Robe of Vines. Thanks, Lasty. He's the developer who added it. Let's drop all the stuff we don't want anymore. Like, I have a few too many Wands of Flame and Frost, but I'm going to keep them around. You never know. And I will... I'm trying to think if there's any reason to keep Potions of Heal Wounds. Like... might I want to take off my robe and then quaff heal wounds? No, right? It would be faster to just, like, leave the robe on and rest. So I'm going to just drop those, you know. See you later. Heal wounds. Enchant armor. I think Checkers may be spectating me now. He checked to see what server I was playing on when I mentioned I had the Robe of Vines, so, you know, he can't hear my commentary. But, well, never mind. Some games I remember that, like, oh, sometimes people watch me and I leave little notes in the console. You know, players, I don't know, you know, you can use that as, like, leave little notes for yourself, but also as, like, just sort of funny stuff to talk about during the game, which if someone happens to be watching or you're reading the log. Yeah, okay, he's watching. Take some damage, take some damage. He wants to see how good it is. What? Stop. Wasn't there a cloak? There's a cloak. I'm standing right on it. Why is it telling me it had to go through Lair 3 to get to where I already was? Alright, there we go. 105 hit points. 108 per... So we're getting back about 2 or 3 hit points per turn. Geomancy. Yeah, okay, sure. No electricity resistance. I think I just walk away from the eel. What was that? Lantern of Shadows. Not really for me. So look at this. We're just staying topped off. It's great. I feel thrilled about this Robe of Vines. I might eventually abandon it for dragon armor of some kind, but for now, it's like a fantastic pickup. And it's a robe, so it's not impeding the meager spellcasting that we might try to do. You know, get Blink online, basically. Blink is, yeah, our shield penalty is running down. So pretty soon we might be able to get Blink online for real. Identify a new... it might be time to identify the Wand of Hasting first, because I only have the one potion, so I want to be able to use the wand if things get nasty. And I mean, you can use it without identifying it, of course. Oh, Apportation, yes, please. So that'll be an even easier translocation spell to get online. It's great for stealing runes, basically. Ring of Stealth, no. And you can steal other stuff with it. Like, it's good for, you know, walking through the abyss and picking stuff up without having to divert your path toward it, because you just want to cover as much ground as possible and not detour. And, you know, we can't really cast it right now, but with Brilliance we could apport stuff if we had to. This pack of Blink Frogs is a little bit problematic, and I'm going to ignore them and get here. There we go. How are we for time anyway? It's been a bit of a long video. I think because that Ice Cave and Labyrinth really spaced out the content in Lair. I mean, I don't have to cut it yet. I never have to cut it, right? But come on. Here we go. Knowledge of Airstrike. Thanks a lot, buddy. I don't... Wow, look at that hit points. I get it all back. I want this stupid eel to come out here. Like, eel, look, here I am. Come here. Yes, towards the shore. Okay. Cool. Can't reach some items. Presumably those items are just stones I dropped under a plant accidentally. So I don't know if we're gonna finish Lair in this video. I feel like I don't want videos much longer than an hour. I don't know. When I was watching crawl videos, which I haven't done for a little while just because nobody else is really making console videos, and I'm not really interested in watching tiles, I didn't mind long videos, but it does seem like you kind of want something to measure by, something to split stuff up. You know, end of Lair would be a great milestone to reach, but I, you know, could also just cut it right before the end of Lair or something. And, you know, for example, we could completely leave Lair because there's this stupid Hydra here. Wait, did I not finish Lair 5? Oh, interesting. It's, I didn't notice we hadn't seen all the stairs here. That's interesting, because it means that if I take these stairs down, I will be mauled by a Hydra. So let's exclude them so I don't forget. And then there's more Hydras here. Great. I love, if there's one thing I love, it's Hydras. Griffin screeches, Catoblepus. What the hell is all this? Get me out! Yeah, we don't want any of this. I don't know what was in there, but it is not worth all this. So Lair 5 and Lair 6 both have stuff that I can't really... I mean, I can run away from Hydras. It's no big deal, but it sort of makes navigating the rest of the level a bit awkward. So I'm just going to head to Orc, actually. Or rather, finish Dungeon and then Orc. Yep. Cool. Which I guess makes this a good place to cut the video, I suppose. That was our... We're coming back to Lair. We're not done yet, but that's enough for the moment. I'll probably just continue recording right after this, so there should be another episode, even if you're watching these as they're posted. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.